He's a real-life Tarzan raised by monkeys. It's an unbelievable story of survival. After the homicide detectives leave, these moms arrive to clean up the scene of the crime.
When they're on the job, they kind of turn Jekyll and Hyde.
It's an actual ice castle fit for a king. We toast the coolest hotel in the world. This couple's shared passion for lava sends them into the mouth of an erupting volcano. Unbelievable? Believe it on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Welcome to Ripley's. Tarzan and Mowgli, two characters who shared something. Both were raised by wild animals and were taught the laws of the jungle by creatures who knew them best. Well, these guys shared another thing. They were fictional. However, they do have a real-life counterpart. John Sabunya looks like any other teenage boy, but this 14-year-old tells an amazing story. He is a real-life Tarzan who at just 2 years old was forced to survive on his own in the jungle.
There was a boy who was neglected. This is the boy who needed love.
John's ordeal began in a small village in Uganda when he was only 2 years old. Villagers say when his mother died, he was so upset, John ran off into the nearby jungle. For the next 4 years, John lived with a family of monkeys, out of sight of any human beings. His constant communication with them even altered his speech and left him with a permanent stutter. The monkeys run from other children, but not when John approaches. He learned how to communicate with them, which meant never looking directly at them. John also shifts his eyes sideways and drops his head to avoid threatening eye contact. He even climbed trees, and the monkeys taught him to survive on fruits, nuts, and berries. Dr. Debbie Cox is a world-renowned primatologist at the Uganda Wildlife Education Center. When she first heard John's story, she was skeptical. She took John to visit the monkeys to see how they interacted. She was amazed at how they approached him like one of their own and appeared to share an unspoken language.
He's definitely been accepted and been tolerated into a vervet monkey community, but he's definitely been around them and been around them for a considerable length of time.
After spending years in the jungle, John had been stripped of all human behavior. He could have lived with the monkeys indefinitely had it not been for this woman, Millie Seba. Millie and some women from a nearby village were gathering firewood when they chased away a group of noisy monkeys. But one of them stayed behind and seemed vastly different from all the rest.
John,
They poked at him with sticks, and John raced up a tree, screaming to the ground and dragged back to the village. John was taken to an orphanage run by Paul and Molly Waswa. He suddenly found himself among nearly 800 other children. They took him in, and even though he was still very uncivilized, they tried to help him.
Because he was used to eating raw food, now we are giving him cooked food. He used to sleep in the bush, we are putting him in a bed. He used to go naked, we are dressing him up.
His new brothers and sisters at the orphanage made up his bed, but John didn't know what to do with it.
So they prepared a place for him, gave him a mattress, sheets and whatever. So what happened, he did not sleep there. We were so surprised in the morning, find him squatting and sleeping, not on a bed, not on a mattress, but in a corner, hiding himself.
John was learning to live life as a human being. He was in school learning how to read and write, and for the first time ever, was exposed to life's modern conveniences. He quickly made friends and fell in love with playing soccer. John joined a children's choir that has since taken him halfway around the world.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, you have to be blown away by it, and hopefully people will learn by this that, you know, if other primate species will accept us and help us out at certain times, then we should be reciprocating that.
While he still feels a strong connection with the monkeys who helped raise him, this modern-day Tarzan has come a long way from his years in the jungle. The world of Ripley is the world of extremes. Molten lava is coming up, but first, it's time for some ice. Lots of ice. And one of the world's most unusual hotels. It's one of the most popular and best-known resorts in all of Sweden, and it's made entirely of ice. Welcome to the Ice Hotel, probably the coolest, or make that the coldest, resort on Earth. This one-of-a-kind solid block lodge is located on the shores of the Torn River, about 400 miles north of Stockholm. It's made from 40,000 cubic meters of snow and ice and takes 20 sculptors just 23 days to complete. Architect Mark Sulgit helps design this winter wonderland every year, and no two ice hotels are ever the same.
Before we knew it, we had a bar and a movie theater and a restaurant, church, curling rink, amphitheater.
Everything here is made of ice. Everything. Guests relax on chairs made of ice, enjoy beautiful ice sculptures, even saddle up to an ice bar and drink out of glasses made of, well, what else?
What a treat to be drinking out of ice cubes, as it were.
The bar is the only room in the entire hotel wired for electricity. Ironically, to prevent beverages from freezing, they're stored in a refrigerator. The temperature inside the hotel is only 5 degrees above zero, and while that may sound too cold for comfort, it's downright toasty compared to the outside temperature of 50 degrees below zero. Each guest gets a snowmobile suit, but if you can't handle the cold, there are 2-bedroom chalets nearby with all the comforts of home. And if you need to use the restroom, there are modern facilities just a short walk down a snowy hall. Ann and Al Edmondson came here all the way from Carson City, Nevada to celebrate Al's 60th birthday.
I thought it was a fascinating idea, and so I wanted to come and see it.
They've booked themselves into one of the hotel's 37 master suites, each one designed by a different artist. Once inside their $185 a night room, they'll sleep on a bed of ice covered with a reindeer pelt.
It's almost like a real bed. It's just on an ice pedestal, and it has a box and then a mattress and then furs, and then we have a low-temperature sleeping bag that is being kept warm in a hut down the road here that we're going to go and grab just before we go to sleep.
Each year, more than 40,000 visitors tour the massive igloo, and more than 6,000 overnight guests will settle in for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. From October to May, the hotel is almost always booked solid. The King and Queen of Sweden have specially made thrones of ice, awaiting their annual arrival.
These thrones weigh about 1.5 tons apiece. They'll be visiting us in a few months.
Of all the guests, both royal and common, that visit this snowbound sanctuary each year, about 20 of them choose to get married inside the Ice Chapel. But whether you leave here single or hitched, you'll want to check out of the Ice Hotel no later than mid-May, because once the sun comes out and the temperatures go above the freezing mark, this spectacular frozen inn will begin to slowly vanish, drop by drop.
It just sort of melts into a little puddle and disappears back into the river.
Coming up next, after a near-fatal heart attack, a man puts his life in the hands of a robot.
Up, right.
Then, helpless skiers watch in horror as a man bounces down the mountain.
Oh, my God. No.
We'll show you the unbelievable outcome of this 1,000-foot tumble. Plus, this mystical man can make scorching heat come out of the palm of his hand.
There's no way I can explain it.
Our infrared camera proves that this miracle is real.
going up. It's about 150, 160, still rising.
With Ripley's Believe It or Not returns. Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
The recovery time from open heart surgery has dropped from 3 months to just 3 days. That's because surgeons are putting away the bone saw and picking up a joystick.
This man is about to have a life-saving bypass operation.
Move left, stop.
It would be routine, except that the doctor is going to perform the surgery without ever touching it. The entire operation will be done by remote control, as this patient becomes the first person ever to have surgery with his chest closed, his heart still beating, and a robot doing all the dirty work. Dairy farmer John Penner started his day like any other, up at 5 a.m. to milk the cows, but by sunset, his life would change forever.
We had finished the evening chores one night, and I just sat down. I was reading the farm paper, and all of a sudden I could feel this pain in my chest. It wasn't going away.
John was having a heart attack. His wife Elaine rushed him to the hospital. John needed open heart surgery, which meant he couldn't work on the farm for months.
We had to make a decision then to sell the dairy herd, which was pretty devastating, but there was no other choice.
But there was another choice. John could put his heart in the hands of a robot named Zeus.
Zeus is a robotic system which allows to perform minimally invasive surgery.
This incredible medical breakthrough was inspired by NASA as a way to operate on astronauts in space.
Stop.
Dr. Douglas Boyd was looking for a live test subject here on Earth, and he thought of John Penner.
He had a single vessel coronary disease. He was a hard-working man that had never smoked, and he was really a very ideal candidate.
The operating room looks more like the site of a virtual reality game. Dr. Boyd sits at a computer console about 6 feet away from John. He uses a special viewfinder to see exactly what he's doing. In standard open heart surgery, the chest would now be cut wide open, with surgeons forced to saw through the breastbone or even break ribs to get at the heart. Here, Zeus's 3 robotic arms are inserted into John's chest, right between his ribs. The holes are less than 1/4 inch wide. As he begins the bypass, Dr. Boyd uses these futuristic-looking joysticks. He relies on voice commands to move the camera into position.
Stop. Right.
Using the joysticks, Dr. Boyd has Zeus do the work of an ordinary surgeon, but with a machine-like precision no human could match. Inside John's chest, the robotic arms put a small tube in his artery to redirect blood flow. Then, with tiny sutures, reattaches it to his heart. The robotic joints and sensors have a built-in safety system that tests them 400 times per second. In over 100,000 trials, the robot has never once malfunctioned. If there were any problems, the robot would immediately stop, and a team of heart surgeons standing by would jump in and take over.
I thought to myself, well, this is not the way I would like to go, but sometimes you have no choice. And this is one thing that really made me feel pretty lucky to have this closed chest operation.
John realized the benefits almost immediately.
Wow! The full recovery period for standard open heart surgery usually takes a couple of months. John was back working on his farm within a week, and a month later, he was ice skating with his grandson.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of joy to be able to skate with your grandson. Before, I would have been just sitting on the seat there beside watching everybody else skate around.
Dr. Boyd has now completed 6 successful robotic heart bypasses and believes Zeus is the key to the future of cardiac surgery.
I'm embracing the technology because I have seen the results, and I believe that this is just a glimpse of what is to come in the new millennium.
This is what can happen if you watch too much TV as a child. A 10-year-old girl named Karen Kanish was watching a program that showed kids how to make a gum wrapper chain. She started to make one, and 10 years, 1,246 feet and 33,649 wrappers later, she ended up with this. Now you think this is unbelievable? Well, take a look at this.
Extreme skiing can be one of the most dangerous sports in the world. Just ask Garrett Bartelt. He had set his sights on one of the steepest slopes in Valdez, Alaska, when something went terribly wrong.
Oh, no!
And he began the longest fall in professional skiing history.
Oh, God. He's in big trouble.
Garrett put on his first pair of skis when he was just 4 years old. Skiing became his life. He attended college in Vermont, but it was in Colorado where he first discovered the death-defying feats of extreme skiing. But even Garrett's 20 years of experience couldn't prepare him for what happened in Valdez. He was there to compete in the World Extreme Skiing Championships. Then, on only his second run of the day, the unthinkable happened. Before he knew it, he was a human snowball falling nearly 1,000 feet, the length of almost 3 football fields. And to make matters worse, he was in a no-fall zone, which means anyone who falls doesn't usually live to tell about it. Cameraman Chuck Richardson caught every terrifying moment on tape.
Frankly, I thought I was shooting a dead man. I didn't think he had a chance. I really thought this was his last run.
Like all extreme skiers, Garrett wore no protective gear, and that left him very vulnerable.
Help up there.
After a heart-stopping 40 seconds, Garrett's limp body came to a stop.
Oh, man. Over rocks. You can't believe it. I think he got a head injury.
He was airlifted to a nearby hospital where doctors rushed him into the emergency room. Friends and family waited for news of his condition. They were elated when the examination and x-rays revealed that Garrett's only injuries were a minor cut on his head and a broken leg.
His leg hadn't hit it first, his head would have hit it first, and it would have killed him. So actually, the rock that broke his leg is probably the rock that saved his life.
Garrett remembers every terrifying moment.
The last rock I could have hit, I kind of came across it sideways and backwards, and hit my leg, broke my femur in 3 spots.
Eric Dieterman, a ski patrol member for 12 years, says a fall like the one Garrett endured is impossible to control.
Up towards the top, when he first entered that chute, he was in what's called no-fall zone. Ooh. After he starts to tumble through that area, gravity takes over.
Just 2 years later, Garrett was back on the slopes competing at the U.S. Extreme Skiing Championships in Colorado. And despite his horrible accident, Garrett says he has no intention of ever playing it safe.
The more risks you take, the more you can enjoy life. I mean, it's an equal balance. And if you're not willing to go out and explore and adventure, then you're probably not going to have the excitement in your life that I look for.
Next, these two mothers moonlight cleaning up crime scenes that no human should ever have to see.
It didn't affect me as much as I would think it would.
No one is more shocked than their husbands.
You see a spider, and she'll take off running until you get rid of it.
And then, each morning this guy goes to work in a tunnel where danger is part of the job.
Every step you take down there must be calculated, otherwise it may be your last step.
The future of New York City rests on these real-life mole men. We'll be right back with more Ripley's Believe It or Not. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Now, these next two women are not your ordinary housekeepers. They clean up squad cars, condemned houses, and crime scenes that even hardened cops can't stomach.
Teresa Borst and Stacy Haney look like they're preparing for the end of the world. They've got gloves, protective suits, even gas masks. What Teresa and Stacy are actually preparing for is the gruesome aftermath of tragedy. A bloody murder scene, or the grisly sight of an accident or suicide. These best friends are housewives and mothers who lead a normal life in the Pacific Northwest. They play with their kids, they sew, they bake for their families, But what's unusual about these two is what they do when they're not at home.
Anyways, this gal called. She has a family member that committed suicide in the bathroom, and it was concealed to the bathtub.
Night after night, Teresa and Stacy face the stomach-turning chore of erasing all evidence of a horrific death. From scrubbing blood-spattered walls to cleaning up bits of body tissue which are scattered around a crime scene.
To see the relief on the family's face that they don't have to do it themselves is a great, great reward to both Stacy and I.
I mean, it didn't affect me as much as I would think it would, and so I knew then that this is something that I could do. It didn't bother me.
The inspiration for this unique career came in 1998 when the two homemakers took a class on crime scenes at the local police department.
I nudged Stacy and I said, "Who do you think cleans up after this?" So afterwards we went up and talked to the detective, and he said once he left the scene that it was up to the family.
The two women saw an opportunity to not only start a new business, but help others at the same time. And as morbid as it sounds, they can barely keep up with all the calls they get.
85% of them are suicides, 10% are unattended deaths, 3% are homicides, and 2% are police vehicles.
Slashing blood-stained mattresses, ripping up gore-splattered carpets, and digging into furniture that reeks of death is all part of the job. That's why Teresa and Stacy are fully immunized and tackle each job covered from head to toe in protective gear.
We have to wash and disinfect and deodorize. We actually have to strip the house. We have to take all the carpeting out, wash down inside cupboards, dishwashers, refrigerators. The ductwork has to be cleaned throughout. We have to take out insulation underneath the flooring, sometimes the subflooring.
Their ability to calmly clean up rooms that have turned the stomachs of even veteran cops surprises their husbands, Pat and Ron.
When they're on the job, they kind of turn Jekyll and Hyde and become totally oblivious to it.
She's squirmish at home, very squirmish at home. You see a spider, and she'll take off running until you get rid of it.
Homicide detective Dennis Kilcoyne has seen hundreds of crime scenes over the past 11 years. He knows firsthand how valuable a service like this is, especially for grieving families.
After everything's been removed, the last thing I'm sure the families want to deal with, or the landlord in a lot of cases, is to go in and clean up, blood-soaked carpeting, bedding, furniture, walls, ceilings.
And with every trace of the horrible memory erased,
We left it.
the renovation can begin.
When a job's all over and done with, we feel so satisfied, but the great reward comes in when we get our photo documentation back, because that's when we can see this is what it looked like before, this is what it looks like afterwards. Wow, what a great job done. The family's going to be really happy.
Now here's something you probably don't know. The residents of New York City consume 1.5 billion gallons of water every single day. But here's the scary part. If it weren't for the constant efforts of 80 men working hundreds of feet underground, the Big Apple would wither up and run dry.
Hey guys, morning guys. What's up, man? How you doing, fellas?
Charles Burbridge's day begins with an elevator ride that drops 80 stories straight into the bowels of the earth.
Every step you take down there must be calculated, otherwise it may be your last step.
Once at the bottom, a cold bench seat of a mining train awaits Charles. Then it's a 4-mile trek into a tunnel of solid rock.
We have no fresh air down there. We have dust down there we breathe all the time. My lungs were tested about 6 months ago, and they said I had the lungs of a 93-year-old man.
This is the unbelievable world of the Sandhogs, a place where body bags hang next to the first aid kit, where conditions are so hazardous, contractors add in a worker death toll before bidding on the job. That's because one man has died for every single mile of this tunnel.
When we're mining, you can't hear anything. And if you wear earplugs, you may not hear somebody yell, "Watch out."
These men are miners. They are not digging for gold, but for something much more valuable. Water. Fresh water for those of us back on the surface, residents of New York City. The history of sandhogs is a proud one, and many of these men are simply born to do it.
I became a sandhog because that's what my dad was. When I was growing up, my dad said, one day you're going to be a sandhog. It was kind of handed down to me from generation to generation. So I'm the second generation. Many guys here are third and fourth generation.
But the danger is something Charles and his wife, Rosie, never forget. When Charles gets up every morning at 4 o'clock, she's right there beside him.
I think it's just a respectful, loving thing to do. To get up and say good morning and I love you and I'll see you when you come home.
I'll see you later, my buddy. Sometimes I think, thoughts of my own children. I don't want them to be sandhogs. Although I'm very proud to be a sandhog, it's such a dangerous job. I really don't want to see them in the same position I have myself in.
Charles works with the team that operates the Mole, a rock-chewing machine worth $8.5 million. It's his job to replace the steel blades that carve out 60 feet of rock a day.
It's about 108, 110 degrees, anywhere between there and 130 degrees.
Difficult or not, sandhogs love their jobs. And there is a deep sense of camaraderie between these men that transcends color, race, and religion.
We're a pretty close crew down there. There's really no black and white. It's just all one, Local 147.
These are the unsung heroes under New York City.
Where else could you work 600 feet under the ground? You're working under people's houses, you know, the people that are going to work every day on the trains, and you're down here. They don't even know you're under their house, and you're working for them. It's an exciting business, and there's nothing else like it in the world.
Next, this incredible dog can read his master's mind.
He'll find my phone, my keys, or whatever I put down.
But this psychic pup can perform an even more amazing trick.
Go find it. Go find it. Good boy.
Plus, the couple whose love affair erupted at the foot of an active volcano.
The volcanoes, for us, are sort of a metaphor for our own passion for each other.
When Ripley's Believe It or Not returns. Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
If he's well trained, your dog can bring you the morning newspaper and maybe even your slippers. But if you don't want your dog to get an inferiority complex, cover its eyes. Because here's a dog that can withdraw money from the ATM machine.
Good boy, Maya.
He gets the mail.
Oh, good boy, thank you. Get the washing.
He does the laundry.
Yes, good boy. Well done. Get the washing.
He even buys the groceries. His name is Endel, and this 3-year-old Labrador may be the world's smartest dog.
Good boy, right, get the card. I've been partnered with Endel's 2 years, and it's just been wonderful.
Alan Parton suffers from memory loss and partial paralysis due to a head injury he received while serving in the Royal Navy during the Gulf War. His wife Sandra recalls him returning from the war a completely different person.
I realised that he didn't really know where he was and quite what he was doing, and he would get mixed up about things and muddled.
The depression caused by Alan's handicap made him despondent and angry, often lashing out at his family. He was especially hard on his daughter Zoe.
He was very grumpy, and he was very he used to get very angry at us for no reason.
Desperate for help, Sandra turned to Canine Partners for Independence, a charitable organization that trains assistance dogs to help disabled people. It was here that Alan met his savior, an angel named Endel.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
It was love at first sight, and the two of them just sort of fell into each other's arms, and he was quite clearly offering behaviour for Alan that he wouldn't for other people.
First, by the simple act of loving his master, Endel cured Alan's depression.
He's tuned to my feelings. If I'm down, he works harder. If I'm up, he works less. Well done, thank you. More washing up.
But then, the very nature of Alan's disabilities challenged the dog, and Endel met the challenge, and then went far beyond anyone's expectations.
I do bizarre things. I put things in strange places and then I can't find where I put them. Well, he'll find my phone, my keys, or whatever I put down.
Endel and his owner almost have a telepathic bond.
Endel, look. Go find it. Go find it. Good boy. Go on, go find it. Go on, go find it.
Because I forget the name of items, it's difficult for me to send Endel off to get them. So what we've done is we've produced a sign language between us, and I've now just sent him up to get my razor. Now the way I've done that is just by rubbing the side of my face,
He'll go upstairs, he'll look around the bedroom, and he'll find it for me. Thank you, Endel. Good boy, isn't you? Other ways he helps me is to say, I want my gloves. Well, if I can't recall gloves on that particular day, if I do that, that means gloves. And Endel will go in and get them for me. If I touch the top of my head, that means I want my hat out my bag. Good boy, thank you. Well done, good boy.
A dog food company recently recognized Endel's talent by naming him Dog of the Millennium. But Alan and his family don't need any special rewards to recognize the amazing impact Endel has had on their lives.
I think having Endel within the family has helped all of us, basically because it's helped Alan so much.
I can't really have seen a future without Endel. It's funny, I didn't realise I relied on him as much as I do. It's not until questions like that are asked that you suddenly think, yeah, where would I have been? But I would have been back in the darkest of dark.
Erupting volcanoes are not something to be messed with. But just like moths to a very big flame, one couple shares a dangerous obsession that puts them directly in harm's way.
Volcanoes are one of the most destructive forces on Earth. When one of these ticking time bombs is about to erupt, most people run for their lives. But Stephen and Donna O'Meara, veteran volcano chasers, run toward the danger to document each and every violent blast on film and in photos. Now, these founders of Volcano Watch International have come to Guatemala to risk their lives again, recording the awesome power of nature at its most primitive. They are on Pacaya. It rises to a height of 8,371 feet. Pacaya has erupted off and on since 1965, launching volcanic bombs of ash thousands of feet into the air. Stephen and Donna first began chasing volcanoes shortly after meeting each other at Harvard University.
For our second date, he invited me to see an erupting volcano in Hawaii, and from that day on I was hooked.
Volcanoes, for us, are sort of a metaphor for our own passion for each other, and that's, I think, the most special part of it, shared experience.
In the last 20 years, the O'Mearas have escaped death many times. Their closest call was on the Arenal volcano in Costa Rica.
We had climbed up on the slopes, on the upper slopes, which we knew were dangerous, but it was very quiet. We didn't realize that when it's quiet, it's the most dangerous. And we had just hiked down when, baboom, the biggest explosion we had seen in almost 14 hours happened. And where we were standing was disintegrated. And if we had been standing there, we would have been gone too.
The risks are just as dangerous here on Pacaya, and the O'Mearas are at ground zero. At any moment, without warning, the molten rock below their feet could explode some 25 miles below the surface, wiping out all forms of life in its path. The volcano is already spewing out steam. The O'Mearas are gambling it won't erupt before they get safely back to their camp, a 3-hour trek down the mountain. And sure enough, as night falls, Pacaya awakens with an earth-shattering fury. Molten lava violently shoots into the sky and flows down the mountain which the O'Mearas climbed only hours earlier. They escape with amazing footage of the eruption, and with the hope that their work might help others.
Our goal is to learn about volcanoes so that we can help predict them and to save people's lives that live near volcanoes.
Stephen, Donna, and their cameras are on the prowl for the next volcano about to erupt, wherever that might be.
I can never imagine myself not chasing volcanoes.
Next, this mystic healer emits unbelievable power from the palm of his hand.
I've never seen that happen before.
An infrared camera captures the white-hot heat. Ripley's Believe It or Not will be right back.
To many people, owning a motorcycle is a way of getting born again to be wild. But this bike was more for people who were born to be mild. This is a Nara car, a bike sold in the 1920s that promised owners a stable ride and 1,000 miles on a single tank of gas. It was so stable that circus acts used it when they would ride with no hands. And the ladies, they liked it too, because they could ride in skirts. Think this is unusual? Well, look at this.
What you are about to witness defies everything Western medicine has taught us about human physiology. This man treats patients with boiling point heat that comes right out of his hand.
If you walk in here feeling 100%, you walk out feeling about 115, 110. The next day, you're 160%. The amount of energy you feel, the feeling of well-being, the focus that you have is incredible.
For the first time on television, Master Joe's remarkable ability will be visibly measured by a camera designed especially for the detection of heat.
It's going up, it's still rising.
Master Joe first learned to harness his inner energy more than 50 years ago while growing up in China. He learned Kung Fu from his grandfather at the age of 7. By the time he was 16, his uncle began teaching him an ancient practice called Qigong to help him maintain his body strength. He's been using it ever since, both as a student and as a master. Qigong is one of 3 ancient healing arts in China, along with acupuncture and herbology. Master Joe says it can heal a variety of ailments.
头痛、胃、看你弱。那么这个还有输卵管，女人的输卵管没孩子。
But instead of poking needles into pressure points, Master Joe uses energy instead. For 2,000 years, practitioners and patients claim the release of this inner energy has helped ease the agony of everything from back pain to achy joints, even cancer. 10 years ago, Joe moved to the United States to practice his healing art here. One of his patients is Dr. Michael Upshur, a retired anesthesiologist who spent his entire career working with state-of-the-art medical equipment. There was one thing Western medicine couldn't do: ease the pain of his arthritis. That's when he reluctantly agreed to see this healer. After only 3 months, Dr. Upshur says the results he experienced defy scientific reasoning.
I can't explain it in any way in terms of either Western medicine or what little I know of Western physics or chemistry or whatever. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Master Joe begins with what looks like a simple massage. He then takes a piece of tin foil, dampens it with water, and wraps it inside a paper towel. He lays that on Dr. Upshur's chest and begins waving his hands over his body. What happens next is nothing short of amazing. Using time-lapse photography, watch as steam begins pouring off the paper towel in just 60 seconds.
When I first had it done, I was face down. I couldn't see anything. It felt like he had a heating pad and he was dragging it around from place to place, and when it got hot in one place, he'd drag it to another.
To get another, more technical perspective on this treatment, Brad Risser, a specialist in infrared photography, recorded Master Joe during his session with Dr. Upshur.
I wouldn't believe it, but once I saw it on the camera, you would pretty much have to believe it. I was trying to make sense of it, but I couldn't. I've never seen that happen before.
This thermal camera captures what can't be seen with the naked eye. Through the viewfinder, watch the most intense spots as they change from red to white. In the upper right-hand corner, a thermometer tracks the temperature as it begins to climb. Master Joe can literally increase or decrease the heat at will, just by focusing his energy at the rolled-up towel.
It's going up. It's about 150, close to 150 degrees. 160. Still rising.
The temperature climbs, 190, 195, finally topping at 202 degrees, just 10 degrees below the boiling point. Master Joe says the benefits of Qigong go beyond generating heat on command. He can also adjust his energy so that his body weight is shifted from his legs to his chest. He demonstrates this by stepping onto single sheets of paper stretched over box frames. To make sure the paper is as thin as it looks, we choose one at random and test it ourselves.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on to me.
I thought I had it. As soon as I gave it any weight, the thing just totally snapped.
Now, Master Joe steps forward. He climbs onto the first sheet of paper. He slowly works his way onto the second sheet. It gives under his weight, but still doesn't tear. and then the third, making it all the way across without breaking through. Master Joe explains he can make himself lighter by controlling and focusing his energy. As for those who remain skeptical about his power to heal, Master Joe simply says that after treatment, everybody believes.
There's no way I can explain it, but it's real.
We'll be right back.
Still to come. This skull is scarred by what looks like a gunshot to the brain. Actually, a doctor with a drill made this hole. We'll reveal the chilling true story behind this medieval medical malpractice when Ripley's Believe It or Not returns. You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Nobody looks forward to going to the doctor, but in ancient times, you really would not be thrilled. There were two main cures for what ailed people. They could bleed you, or they could drill a hole in your head without any anesthetic whatsoever using this device called a trepanning. Trepanning was believed to relieve pain or let the evil spirits out of your head, depending on the physician's diagnosis. Now here's a patient who ended up really regretting his trip to the doctor. Unbelievable? Believe it.
On Schiller, hang out with the master of fear, Tracy Morgan.
Hope you brought a change of pants.
Big screams, terrifying pranks.
Are you doing this? Get out of my head!
And a horrifying reason to watch.
We do what we want!
Scare Tactics. Back-to-back episodes tonight starting at 7 on Schiller. Scary good.
Fear is funny. They're everywhere. I can't stop them. Save yourself!
What is that?
Zombie virus. It's a virus that's transmitted through human contact.
What are you doing? Don't open the door.
Do you know anything? Zombies can't talk.
I can't believe I'm gonna die in person.
Based on the real live-action game that took college campuses by storm.
Live, here comes round 2.
Humans vs. Zombies premieres Friday at 10. Only on Chiller. Scary good.